I'm going to do another video about polio. I already did one showing that vaccines didn't eradicate polio. I'll link to that in below because it's going to be more in depth. But this is just going to be a quick, short video to show you perhaps how the CDC lies, or I don't know. I don't really understand how they have contradicting information like this. But so one of the arguments against vaccines even working is that um, that these infectious diseases were declining before the vaccine was even introduced, and they cleverly start the graphs right before the vaccines were introduced, so you can't see how they were declining before the graph that they show you. That's a different story. But this is what we're looking at right now is a graph on the CDC's website. I'm going to link to all the things that I'm showing you in the description below. But what this is alluding to is that, we had a bunch of polio cases, and then after the vaccine was introduced, we see a sharp decline. However, when you look at this graph, or when you look at this chart over here, this is also from this epidemiology and prevention. Basically, it was a big book put out by the Public Health Foundation in partnership with the CDC. So this is the CDC's book. It's got the CDC on the cover. You can get it for free on Kindle Unlimited, but it's $40 if you want to buy it. But I have and I did download it for free to verify that this is actually in the book. And you look over here at polio cases, and you see that the numbers were, they started declining before the vaccine was even introduced. So, you look at these numbers, they were quite high, which it's funny that they, like I said, they start they start this in 1950, and what you don't see is before that, the occurrences were low. So there was just a time period where we had a big boom of it, and who's to say that it wasn't going to go away anyway? But the point is we look at like 1950, there was 33,000 cases, and then 1952, almost 58,000 cases. But then it decreased significantly in 53. It decreased significantly in 54. And basically by 55, by the time that the vaccine was introduced, it was a fourth of what it was just in 52. So it had dropped by, I don't know what the math is, but about 75 or maybe even 77% in 3 years before the vaccine was even introduced. What I'm wondering is, and I don't know, this doesn't seem right to me. I don't understand how this can be, because it says these are the paralytic cases. Why don't those numbers match this chart? Does it, it says 1950, but when you look over here, it looks like it starts at 1960, but clearly we don't see a fourth of the vaccines right here, a fourth of the polio cases right here, as what, happened 3 years before that. But yet, when you look at the chart in the CDC's book, the year that the polio vaccine was introduced, there was a fourth of the cases that there were even 3 years ago. So if it can decline a fourth from 52 to 55, why couldn't it decline another fourth in the next few years, which is what happened? And, if you look at typhoid, you look at scarlet fever, you look at scurvy, these things were prevalent, and then they dropped without any vaccine. So diseases can be brought down significantly without the use of vaccines, as we see what happened just before the vaccine was introduced. And if you've got all these cases in 52, this is an infectious disease. Why isn't it spreading? Why is it decreasing? It should, if it's infecting people, it's contagious, and vaccines are the primary thing that got it to decrease. Why are those numbers decreasing before the vaccine was introduced? Why aren't those people infecting other people? And these are the questions that need to be answered. Why doesn't this, because that other chart, this chart is also in this book. And maybe someone can explain why the two don't add up. And hopefully someone can explain why we saw it decrease by over 75% in just a few years before the vaccine was even introduced. Someone explain that. Leave a comment below. Give me a rebuttal. Let's explain this. But it's important for people to be aware that scurvy, typhoid, scarlet fever, all seen these same declines during the same time as these other diseases that had, had the same decline, but they claim that the vaccines are the cause of the decline. I'm going to do another video on that to show you guys more what I mean, but check out my other vaccine posts, my vaccine videos. This is an important topic. Give me a thumbs up if you think this is good. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And let me know what kind of videos that you want me to produce in the comments below, as well as any thoughts, rebuttals about what I just showed you. Have a good day.